Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers Toastmasters Club. We are going to start a meeting, and first of all, in RSS, it's my part to say three things. First, Toastmasters International was established in California in 1924 by Ralph Smedley. And today, Toastmasters International has evolved to be a worldwide nonprofit organization with more than 6,800 clubs in 145 countries. Yeah, that's so massive. And it's where we can learn and grow together. And the second, Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers was established in Oregon in September 2005. We are a blended or hybrid club. Our members are from all over the world, and we meet every Monday at 7 a.m. Oregon time. And the last thing is the housekeeping protocol. During the meeting, we suggest you to mute your microphone unless you're going to speak and leave your camera on. And for all role takers, please identify your role in front of your name. And for all speakers, please remember to pin video our time and be aware of the speaking time allocation. Now, I'm going to hand over the control to our president. Yeah, Miss Ayu Anantia, please welcome.
Thank you, Melva. Thank you very much. Hello, I would like to say special hi to all our guests and visiting Toastmaster. Hi, Chitra, Ravi, Akib, and hi, and Mrs. Subradra, our GE today. And then also to our members, especially to Silpa, long time no see. And hi, Amy, Kevin, and the rest, we are regulars. Thank you for being here again and again. So let's just get started, and our Toastmaster of the meeting will be Melva today. Melva, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm so
okay. Let's get started then. Melva, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Miss President. Oh my God, I'm so jubilant today because I saw we are complete now, almost complete. Okay, today we have the theme, and our theme is be somebody who makes everybody. Wow, that's so mean. And I think this theme because I believe beyond my success, there are people who encourage me. So never stop learning and never stop dreaming. Okay, to lead this meeting, I'm not alone. I have the team to support me. And first of all, our grammarian, Calvin, please introduce your role.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Today I'm going to be taking on the role as grammarian, and the word of the day is encourage. Just hold on real quick. Encourage. Encourage is to give support, confidence, or hope to someone. For example, we were encouraged by the success of this venture. Another example, we encourage our fellow members to strive to be better speakers, better storytellers, to continue the journey of Toastmasters. We need this discipline, this training to help us be better speakers, better people in the world, in all aspects of our lives. So I will be looking for those who will be using the word of the day with encourage. So I'll be keeping track of that. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thanks a lot, Calvin. Oh my God, I know you are busy, but you keep taking a role. Thanks a lot. And next, move on. Our timer, Gabby, please introduce your role.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I will be the timer today. I share my screen because the role consists in counter the time that the evaluator, the speaker, and the table topics. For the evaluator, I show you the screen. This is three colors, green, red, and yellow. It's first green, second yellow, and third red. The green is about the time is 2 minutes to 3 minutes for the table topics. The limit of the time of the evaluator is 2 minutes for I forgot that, sorry, to 3.30 minutes, and the speaker they have 5 minutes. I show the screen green, and the maximum of the time is 7 minutes. I show the red screen. That's all. Melba, back to you.
Melfa, you're still mute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thanks a lot, Gabby, for participating and taking a role as a timer. And now we move to a counter. That is Amy. Amy, please introduce your role.
Good morning, everyone. I am your counter this morning. I will be looking out for any of the also the so's and the double ups on words, any of these little things that we do when we're thinking of a new word. So I offer up to everyone, if you find yourself having a filler word come in, take a little breath, let the air fill instead, and then let the words come. I will report back at the end. Back to you, Malva.
Thanks a lot, Amy. And now at this time, we will move into the second, we have two speakers, the better speakers. And first, our first speaker is Ravi Shankar, and his title is Don't Give Up. Ravi Shankar, are you ready now? Okay, Ravi Shankar, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. I want to just do a quick audio and video check before I begin. All right, I got the thumbs up from most of you. Thank you. About 10 years ago, one of my best friends from school, Anurag, visited India after a very long time. He and I decided to hang out near our school to relive our old memories. We walked up to a street food vendor who'd been selling sandwiches from back in the day when we were in school. The minute the street food vendor saw me, he said, "Hey, Chuttu, special sandwich for Ravi and his friend," in that Indian accent, which was much more Indian than mine was. As soon as Chotu had the sandwich ready, I grabbed it from him and I gobbled it up as if I were a piranha from the Discovery Channel gobbling up another fish. I expected my friend Anurag to behave the same way. He hadn't eaten the sandwich in many, many more years. What did I see? Anurag had the sandwich at arm's length, as if he were a bomb disposal expert examining a suspicious object. And after a lot of time, he threw it away and he said, "Oh man, your sandwich is butter and I'm vegan." Fellow Toastmasters, this was my introduction to the world of veganism. After a lot of experiments with a lot of different diets, and a lot of exercising, I turned vegan to improve my health. I'm here to share 3 incidents from my life after I turned vegan and what it is that I've learned from those incidents, and well, of course, from the entire journey as well. Before I do that, I would like to share with you that I've divided my life into 2 segments, the BV and the AV era. The BV is before veganism era, and the AV is the after veganism era. So in the before veganism era, when my wife and I would go out shopping to the grocery store, it was fairly simple. All we did was we picked up the grocery item and checked to see that there was a green dot on it. In India, grocery items that are packaged and are vegetarian would have a green dot, and items that are not would have a red dot. So all we did is look for the green dot on the item and dump it into the cart. For example, my favorite, Nutella, has a green dot on it. All I had to do was look for the green dot. Now, in the after veganism era, out comes my magnifying glass. My favorite Nutella goes under the scanner. Chocolate, okay. Hazelnuts, okay. Milk, solid. For a vegan, not okay. How about this one? It has millets, okay. It has refined wheat, that's okay. It has a lot of spices, that's okay. Oh, it has butter, that's not okay. Shopping that used to take 30 minutes in the before veganism era now takes me all of 3 hours. My takeaway from this is that your journey towards your goal is a long one and is filled with tough choices like giving up Nutella. But you should never give up on your goal. The second incident, when we typically go out to have a meal at a restaurant, this is how I would typically order the food. I'd like the cream of mushroom soup. I'd like the jalapeno poppers, the cheese enchilada, and the tres leches. Thank you. This was in the before veganism era. In the after veganism era, everybody else on the table orders the food just the same way. It's only me who has to order it differently. No cream for me, no poppers for me, no cheese for me, and no uno dos tres leches for me at all. I asked the waiter, have you got anything on a menu that is vegan? He points to the drinks menu and he says, alcohol, sir, is vegan. My takeaway from this, in addition to, of course, knowing that alcohol is vegan, is that you may not blend in with the rest of your crowd while on your journey towards your goal, but don't give up. The third incident, after having tortured, after having everyone else endure my journey towards becoming a vegan for 1 long year, and everyone else being my wife, my parents, my colleagues, my friends, and most of all, my cook. After all these folks had endured this journey, my wife said, let's celebrate your very first vegan anniversary. I didn't want Google to know I was vegan, so she and I hopped into the car and went around town looking for a bakery that had vegan items. We finally found one that said desserts which are vegan. I was so happy. I rushed in, and the first thing that I saw that said dairy free, I ordered a few of those and I stuffed my mouth with it even before my wife walked in. She walked in and she looked at me and she said, Ravi, the same way my mom would say Ravi when she found me with my hand in the cookie jar as a child. Immediately, I knew there was something wrong. My wife asked me, are you sure that cupcake is vegan? I rushed to the bakery assistant and I said, is this vegan? And then I chewed a little bit more and I said, is this vegan? It says dairy free. The assistant said, it is dairy free, sir. What is vegan? What a way to celebrate my vegan anniversary, I thought to myself. My takeaway from this incident, it's okay to make mistakes on your journey towards becoming a vegan or anything for that matter, but don't give up. So, fellow Toastmasters, to recap, long journey, tough choices, don't give up. You may not blend in with the rest of the crowd, don't give up. Okay to make mistakes, don't give up. After 3 years of giving up everything that's an animal product, my message to you, don't give up. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Well, give a round of applause to Rafis, and thanks a lot, Rafis, for making us laugh. And next, our second speaker, that is Mary. Mary's pathway is presentation mastery L2, understanding your communication style, and the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Her title is Give Until It Hurts. Mary, are you ready?
Give me 1 second to pin my timer here. I'm looking for her. Who was the timer? Citra? No. Who was the timer?
Gabby.
I forgot.
Gabby.
Gabby. Oh, and find her. I'm not finding her. Hold on. I can't. Ah, there she is. Oh, she even has timer on her thing. Sorry. I see her now.
Okay, we are with you. No problem. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, Mary, the screen is yours.
There was a woman named Kelly, and her husband had gone to an outdoor football game. It was a cold, even a little rainy day. So they had layered their clothes with lots of sweaters and scarves, hats and gloves. They wore lined weatherproof boots to keep their feet warm. They watched the game, and as they were heading back to the train after the game, they saw a homeless woman out front holding a sign that said, "Please, my family and I need warm clothes." So Kelly looks at her husband and says, "You know what? I'm going to give this extra bag of gloves and hats and stuff that we had at the game to this lady." He said, "Okay." So she handed the bag of warm clothes to the woman, and the woman was so grateful and thanked her profusely. But Kelly looked down at the lady's feet. The lady had boots that were holes in it. Her feet were sopping wet from the rain. Kelly, at that moment, decided she was going to give not what more than just the clothes to keep this woman warm. She said, "Ma'am, I'd like to give you my nice, warm, weatherproof boots." The woman was overcome with emotion. So Kelly took her boots off, gave it to the woman. The woman looked at her and says, "You can't walk around in just your socks. Please take my shoes so that you have at least something on your feet." That was a true incident of giving until it hurts. The bag of nice warm clothes was very nice for her to give to the woman, but it wasn't something that she needed right now. It wasn't a big sacrifice. By taking her nice, warm, weatherproof boots off and giving it to that woman, so she now would have to walk through the streets in the train station with no shoes, that was a sacrifice. Likewise, the homeless woman who gave her boots back, the only shoes she had, in exchange, a kindness for a kindness. That is a giving with a reward. A second story I have is a more personal one. It was the first Christmas that my husband and I had separated. My first Christmas, paying all the bills, buying all the Christmas gifts. Money was really tight. My kids were young. They had lists for Santa. I was waiting for my second paycheck of the month to buy a couple of the items that they really wanted Santa to bring them. When I went to church, there was a Christmas tree with pieces of paper called the giving tree. You were supposed to pick something off the tree and buy an item for a family that was less fortunate. A gentleman came up to me and a group of us and said, I know it's a hard time this year, but several of these children have asked for a bicycle. If there's any way you are able to do so, you could make a wonderful Christmas gift for a needy child. I thought about it. I sure couldn't afford it. But I grabbed one of the tags that had a boy's bicycle. When I got home, I'd like to say, yes, I was so happy that I did that, but I wasn't. I thought, oh my gosh, now I can't buy those items that my kids wanted from Santa. It hurt me that I knew they were going to be disappointed. I considered taking it back, but I didn't. I went to the store and I bought this beautiful boy's bike that I know my son would have loved to have found under the Christmas tree. I took it to the church and I donated it for this child for Christmas. Come Christmas morning, it was a tough day for me, being the first Christmas, being the single parent. And as my kids opened the gifts they had, they were excited. But what gave me true joy was the happiness of thinking about that boy finding his bike under the Christmas tree. A day that was hard for me was peaked with a bit of joy because I gave something of myself. That was a real sacrifice. In conclusion, I think of a quote from Tito Artes. Great sacrifice reaps great rewards. During this season of giving, I want you to consider giving until it hurts. Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, that's lovely experience. Thanks a lot, Mary. And our first session was done. Thanks for all speakers to give a lovely experience. And we'll move into our topics master. There is Chitra. Chitra, the screen is yours.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. So today I'll be your table topic master. And let me share the screen, yeah? All right. Oops. So all the questions today will be related to our theme. Be somebody who makes everybody. And I would encourage everyone to use the word of the day, which is encourage. And don't forget that you have an allocation for speech, which is 1 until 2 minutes. In the first 1 minute, Gabby will show green, 1 minute 30 seconds yellow, and 2 minutes with red. So who would like to try first? Wow, I have someone. Okay, let me have Bapak Tiger, Mr. Tiger, as the first table topic speaker. So Tiger, this would be your question. Great leaders inspire people to have confidence in themselves. Question for you. Who is a leader that inspires you, Tiger?
Thank you, Miss Table Topics Master. Great question. I have been encouraged by many great leaders, but the one who encouraged me the most was very personal. Growing up, sports to me was everything. My entire self-worth, my entire ego was wrapped around my ability as an athlete. I was 13 years old. It was my first American football game. The first time I got to touch the football, I got tackled by about 8 people because I really wasn't very fast and I wasn't very hard to catch. And as I was getting tackled, I heard pop. As I tried to stand up, I fell down again and noticed that my ankle was about the size of a grapefruit. I was done. I couldn't even walk off the field. They had to carry me off the field. My coach, Walt Looney. Now, mind you, this was, yes, Yasmin, I'm doing the math in my head, over 50 years ago, and it was just like yesterday. I was crying. And my coach, Walt Looney, came over to me and he said, son, it's okay. Your teammates will pick up for you. You need to pick up for them. You need now to encourage them from here on the bench. I spent the next 2 months in a cast encouraging my teammates to play harder, to have fun. It was one of the most difficult times in my life. They would come off the field, they'd be so happy and so pumped up. And I was so jealous I couldn't be out there. But what I learned at that point in my life was that I was very good at encouraging others. He encouraged me, I passed it on, I encouraged others, and I continue to do so. Back to you, Miss Table Topics Master.
Wonderful speech, Tiger. So you eventually found your talents. You are good at encouraging others. Maybe you can try to be a cheerleader? No, I'm just kidding. All right, moving into the second speaker. Who would like to try? Do I see some? Oh, Silva. I see Silva raising up her hand. Hello, Silva. So it's from Steve Jobs. Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower. Tell us a time when you took an innovative approach to solve a problem.
Hello, Chitra. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here. An innovative approach to solve a problem. Now, Steve Jobs is someone that is listened and appreciated by not only me, but so many people from all over the world. And that is the kind of a leader that we all want to be. Sometimes being a follower also is a good thing to do. So, a time when I took an innovative approach to solve a problem, I right now cannot think of a big project. Probably I can tell a story about some project I did at work, brought in some innovation. But we are in the midst of moving right now, and the basic innovative approach that I took yesterday to solve a problem would be we did not okay so we did not have a box to put in the last of our stuff. So what I simply did is I told my daughter and husband that, okay, we got sheets, we got bed sheets. So we just made it like a folding, we sewed it from one side, two sides, and made it like a bag, like a sack, and put everything in there. So that is one thing. And I did not have a bunch of followers. I did not have a horde of people behind me, but I had my little daughter who was following and doing the same with me. So I had the cutest follower I had. So that was my innovation. an innovative approach to solve a simple everyday life problem. Back to you, Citra.
Give a big applause for Silva. Yeah, innovative approach can be done everyone, even if in your small and daily life, which is very creative. I didn't think of this before. Maybe I can do it at home later. But great job. Thank you for sharing. Next one, who would like to try? Anyone? If not, I would like to hear from Kunang. Kunang come. Hello.
Hi.
So, question for Kunang. All great leaders are readers. Tell us a book that has inspired you. I believe you have read so many books. Just pick up one that inspired you a lot.
Thank you, Citra.
Yeah.
Dear fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. The books that inspiring me, there are a lot of books that have the good meanings, and I choose one right now. Is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Actually, at the first time when I'm reading that book in English, I didn't understand anything. What inspired me from the book is about no, I cannot. Sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. The point that inspiring me is that put first thing first. When I'm doing something, I'm not understand about put first thing first. But after I'm reading that books, I know that put first thing first is important. If I didn't know what to begin first and next, I cannot achieve the goal. So this point is inspiring me, and it's very important to me because I don't understand about it. So it inspiring me because it changed me. I need to understand it and learning from it and learn it again and again to start to reach my goal. So thank you. Back to you, sister.
Thank you, Kunam. From Stephen Covey. I also like the book. And a good book is the book that can transform you, make you do something. And it happens with the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Great job. Next, I see Akwib Jawid raising up his hand.
Yes, Toastmaster Chitra.
All right, Toastmaster Akwib. Question for you. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. From Neil Donald. Tell us a time when you learned something that challenged you.
Life begins at the end of your comfort zone. So I was the one giving speech. Don't get comfortable with comfort. The story lies in what is it that challenging you? The moment I get comfortable, the moment I feel cozy, I get those goosebumps. So there is something wrong. Why am I feeling so comfortable? Am I good at it? If I'm good at it, then I should move ahead. I should take up new challenges. So this happened a year back when I was trying to get myself into shape. And I was doing this squat in the morning. And I got comfortable, 10 squats daily. And it was okay for me. I was like, see, the target is to get into fit body. However, this squat 10 which I'm doing, It's not feeling more, challenging. It's something which I've got comfortable with. And I was like, let me try something else. I started running. I ran for 1 kilometer for 1 month. Again, it became comfortable. I was like, this is also very easy. But overall result which should come is not coming. Then I thought, let us add 1 more kilometer into it. I started running for 2 kilometers. I ran for 1 month again, and again it became comfortable. So, ladies and gentlemen, all our life, whatever we do, there will be a time when you get good at it. So, law of practice says if you practice something for a longer period, you get comfortable at it. That doesn't mean you get stopped, you get, hold on to that thing. That means that you need to raise the bar, you need to go for the further goals, and you should broaden your horizons. So that's my take on the topic, saying that there, whatever things you are doing currently, if it is getting comfortable, you should come out of it immediately. Over to you, table topic master.
Do not stuck on a comfort zone. Practice, raise the bar, practice again. So what is now your running target? Triathlon? 100 km? Toastmaster equip? Toastmaster equip? Hi.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
What is currently your target? Because you said that 2 kilometers is too easy for you. What is now your new target?
4 kilometer is something which I'm trying.
Nice. Squats, running, wonderful. Thank you for sharing your healthy habits. For the next question, I think I still have time, right? Toastmaster Melfa? Yeah, okay.
Yes, you are.
Sure. Can I have someone to pick up the next question?
President
Ayu.
Ayu.
Madam President.
Hello, hello, Chitra.
Madam President. Oh, I like this one. The art of leadership is saying no, not a moment. Can I check my question? Okay. The art of leadership is saying no, not yes, because it's very easy to say yes. It's from Tony Blair. What is your take on this?
At this stage of life, and after doing things that I never do or never did before, I will say that this no and yes is relative. I will not take this quote like as it is, but I will give it back to the person. Like I always look back to what I want, what my goal is through my journey. So yes and no for me now is very relative. I kind of understand that if you just say yes, 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 not looking at your ability or your time, ability means can be like availability of your time, of your not just time. I think it's like can we do that or not, right? For me, sometimes saying yes all the time is also good, because I am somebody who's quite ambitious. I always want to challenge myself, even though time is not good, but I try and go out from my comfort zone, just try to do the time management as good as possible. So saying yes is not wrong, but saying no, I know sometimes it's hard, but on the word no, on the word no, I like the no too when I know it is something that not good for me, or something that I'm not ready for that yet. Yes, it is an art to say yes and no. For example, lately I'm thinking about leadership, all about leadership. Because sometimes in our society, taking a leadership, at least in my view, they thought that it's a kind of ambitious or obsession or something about arrogancy. But for me, leadership means we are, or I, at least me, I am doing I'm doing something for others and for me too. So if you are thinking that being something or do something out of your comfort zone, going up above your what you think you cannot do, forget about it. Just do it. Learn by doing it. Because when you're doing it, you know, always go back to your intention. If your intention is good, whatever people say, forget about it, just go for it. Time will tell that you are having a good intention. Well, the art of saying yes and no depend on yourself. Table topic master.
Wow! Awesome, Madam President. I learned a lot from your speech. The art of leadership is actually when you're doing something for you yourself, but also for others, and you say yes for every opportunity that will challenge you, that will sharpen you, eventually that will raise your bar. Great. I think I've been notified by our Toastmaster of the meeting that you will be the last speaker for tonight. So that would be all the end of table topic for tonight, for today, tonight in Bali. Thank you for joining. So back to you, Toastmaster of the meeting.
Wow, that's so magnificent quotes. Toastmaster Chitra, thanks a lot for taking a role as table topic master. And next, we will move into the better listening part of our meeting. And this session will be leading by our general evaluator, Subhadra. Toastmaster Subhadra, are you there? Toastmaster Subhadra?
Sorry about that. Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon to all the Toastmasters and our guests for the day. Today, we are going to have the evaluation session. What is evaluation? Today afternoon, my husband wore a nice dress and came up to me and asked me how he looked. I had one look at him and said, that color doesn't suit you. It makes you look fat. I think it would be a better idea if you go and change your dress. He was shocked, but I stood up and said, no, that's my viewpoint. Immediately, he also being a past Toastmaster, he said, that's not a good evaluation. You could have said it in a very nice and polite manner. What is evaluation? Toastmasters and distinguished guests, let me tell you what evaluation is all about. It's a friendly feedback to the speakers of today's meeting. And this feedback session is the single most important session in a Toastmasters meeting, which separates us from other organizations as a place for self-betterment. Now, what is my role as a general evaluator? It is to evaluate, that is review and access anything and everything that takes place throughout the meeting. And who are the role players? It's a very big task. I'm not going to do it alone. I'm supported by a team of members. First, the team of members includes the evaluators for today's speeches. Our first evaluator for today is going to be, who is going to be the first evaluator? It's going to be Akib. Akib is a Toastmaster from Coastline Toastmasters Club, and he's currently the regional manager working for, he's going to tell us where he's working. He has got a good smile and he is always ready to take up any challenge at any role, not only in his professional life, but also in Toastmasters. From the day he joined Toastmasters, he has improved a great amount. And today he will be evaluating our guest speakers and giving him points how he can do better in his speeches. Over to you, Akib Javed, Toastmaster Akib.
Thanks, Toastmaster Subhadra. Hello, everyone. As Madam said, I will be telling what I do. I work for a company called Act FiberNet as a supply chain manager. I take care of an area called Andhra Pradesh in India. I joined Toastmasters some 6 months back in June. And since then, I've been coming. This is like the very large gap when I come here. Going ahead with, let us start the evaluation for Toastmaster Ravi Shankar. Let me congratulate you, Toastmaster Ravi Shankar, for completing this speech. I would be giving my evaluation in 3 buckets. The first, the things which you did great. Second are the things which could be done at other angle. And the third is summary of whatever I said first and second. You started the speech, you brought us to India, and you took us to your college gate, the Momo shop. Very lovely. Everyone felt having Momo at that point of time. Even I imagined my Momo shop outside my college. You gave 3 incidents which were bundled in 2 eras, before veganism, after veganism. And I was like, hey, are you talking about before Christianism, BC and AD? So similar. Lovely. Third one is, you told us what inspired you to take up veganism, which was your friend. Again, when you came up with the magnifying glass, you gave us a reality check. You were using the entire place, going this side, that side, so that we were able to feel it when you are bringing all those packets, checking now what it is, what is the content, is it dairy product, am I not supposed to eat it? Lovely. We were all able to imagine the kind of effort people put in when they go for veganism. Especially when you told, when you go to hotel, when I go to hotel, I ask them, is it halal? Same question you were doing. So these were all so relatable, and I was able to relate it, and the speech was able to, I was able to perceive it very easily. These were the things which you did great. Things which could be improved. I mean, even this pencils, they need a sharpener to get more sharp. So there are one things which I felt, the story started wherein you were talking about veganism, and when it ended, you spoke about not giving up. I felt that the message which came in the end, that we should not give up whatever we want. If you could have added something, what inspired you, towards going in veganism? I mean, and it was just your friend which told you. I mean, this was the first incident, but what was the outcome which came on you? Suppose after you got veganism and you were able to reduce some weight, or you were able to become more healthy, that could have given this speech a more impact. So that is one thing. And the other one is that don't give up thing which came at last. You summarized everything. This could have come bundled in the beginning half, after 1 minute or after 2 minutes. This could have made it icing on the cake. Overall you utilize the entire space given in Zoom meeting. So I would say that you have a lot of practice in the physical meetings. That was great. and the way you showed us the reality check of the entire things you were doing, and we were able to visualize the entire speech. Only thing is, if we can improve on the message part, this speech would become great. So that is my evaluation for you, and over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Akib. Now let's go to our next evaluator. She's going to evaluate speaker number 2, that is a Toastmaster Mary Pearson. Ishel is from Mexico, and when she was telling us, she told us so many things about Mexico that I felt like I was really in Mexico watching everything, all the festivals and everything going on. Now let's hear from Ishel. I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing her name correctly. If not, I'm sorry about that. Now, let's hear from you, evaluate Toastmaster Mary.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Yes, don't worry. And thank you for the introduction. Okay, yes, I will evaluate Mary. Mary, that her goal is connected with the storytellers, and I would like to say that you did. Because I see that most of the people were looking you, and her face told us that you are connecting with the message, with your feelings about your story. So I'm glad to say that you reached the objective of your pathway, that it's connected with the storytelling. The another good point that I can say, that your voice also helped you to try this goal of connecting. When you are sad, your voice was low, and I like it so much how at the end your voice changed and you say the message that, and also I like, this is a third point that I like it, that how your title and your conclusion. And in that moment also, your voice was so great, and say that we can do until it's the last and never give up. I like it, the message. And of course, your theme of your speech, what's so great, that all help to do the goal, to connect. And congratulations about that. One, maybe I can say two things, or maybe I can resume in one thing, because to improve your speech make a little better. And it's like at the beginning you have a little that you was, and that you wasn't a little bit ready to speak, and maybe that makes you stress. That I'm like it so much how you manage this stress, and then you come better and better. But at the beginning, maybe that makes you a little difficult. That I saw that also that don't help you so much to make a great opening. And so that maybe that these 2 points make you your speech so great. But in general, the goal was reached, and most of us, I think, that enjoyed your speech. Thank you. Thank you, Mary, for your speech, and thank you, General Evaluator. Go back with you.
Thank you, evaluators. Well done. And now we are going to have our grammarian's report. He has been really encouraging to all of us, encouraging us to do well. Now let's hear from him how we did. Toastmaster Kevin, are you there?
Good morning, and thank you, Miss General Evaluator, and thank you for using the word of the day. We had the word of the day used by Shilpa. She used the word of the day once. And between Tiger and Citra, there was almost a tie. However, Tiger, actually, I stand corrected. Tiger and Citra, the Table Topics Master, used the word each 4 times. So congratulations, guys. And if there was others that used the word of the day and I didn't catch it, I apologize. There were some distractions on my end and some technical difficulties. So I apologize about that. I am technically on duty, so I guess I couldn't have been the best listener today. However, I think that everybody did a wonderful job of hoping to use the word of the day. But that's my report. So thank you very much, guys. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Kevin. Now let's hear how many ahs and and ers we have all done in our speeches today from Toastmaster Amy. Toastmaster Amy, over to you.
Thank you very much, Ms. General Evaluator. We had a pretty clean slate today overall. I am really impressed. It was very, very, very impressive. A lot of like clear cut, no fillers. People are holding in and then getting the words out there. I just there's a little filler word for you from me. There is what I did. I combined all the filler words, so I have about 7 erms. I have about 26 ers, 5 ahs, a few repeats, about 14 the, and 1 so. But considering the amount of speaking and the length of time that the meeting's been going on for, I think that's quite impressive. And yeah, as I said, filler words are so easy to happen. So if we just take it a little slower, give ourselves that breath when we notice it coming in, but they're sneaky and they just appear, they pop in there. So don't beat yourself up about it either, just have the awareness. All right, thank you very much, guys. Well done. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amy. We are on time or we have exceeded time. Let us know how we are doing from our timer, Toastmaster Gabby. Toastmaster Gabby, over to you.
Thank you, Subhadra. I share you my screen to show them the time of everybody. The speaker, the one speaker, has 5.45 minutes. Mary, the second speaker, 5 minutes 46 seconds. For the evaluator, for the table topics, Tiger has 2 minutes 4 seconds. Shilpa, she has 1 minute 5:58 seconds. Sorry, Kunan, she has 1.50 minutes. Equip, he has 2 minutes 15 seconds. Ayu, she has 3 minutes 40 seconds. Then the evaluator, general evaluator, has 2 minutes 58 seconds. Evaluator 1, Equip, he has 3 minutes 31 second. And Ichelle, this is Mandy. She has 2 minutes, 59 seconds. That's all. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gabby. That was wonderful showing it on a spreadsheet. Now for my general evaluation for today's meeting. Let me start with our Sergeant at Arms. The Sergeant at Arms opened the meeting with a lot of enthusiasm, but today she was in a slight sleepy mood. So that enthusiasm was not shown in her usual way, the way she greets everyone at the beginning of our meeting. But I'm sure she's going to get over it in our next meeting. Our president, she opened the meeting. And last time I pointed out to her that she didn't read out the mission of the club and the quote of the day. Now, next time, our Toastmaster Ayu, we're not going to keep quiet. We are going to make a big protest. No, Ayu, no, Ayu. Till you do it, and then we will say, yes, Ayu, yes, Ayu. So, anyway, nice to see you all the way from Indonesia. And next time, I'm sure you will do a great job. But I like the way you greeted all the guests in the meeting. Thank you very much. The Toastmaster of the day, she introduced the theme of today's evening. But I would like it would have been nice if you introduced them in a manner that, we would have loved to know a little bit more about the theme of the day. So next time what to do is, when you are the Toastmaster of the day or anyone who is the Toastmaster of the day, please give us some points about the theme. Or whenever you introduce a role player, ensure that you introduce them in a manner that elevates them to the speaker level, and also with the theme in the mind. Ask them about what are their thoughts about the theme of the day, so that everyone will remember this particular meeting. Oh my God, Melvi did an excellent job with that particular theme of the day. So next time we are going to wait for that. Grammarian, he encouraged us. He used the word, he introduced the word, and then he used it so many times before handing it over to the Toastmaster of the day. That was a wonderful thing, and I really appreciate it for joining our Toastmasters meeting, even though he was working all the way in the casino over there in Oregon. Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. The timer introduced all the details which was required for our Toastmasters meeting. Well done, Gabby. Our counter introduced the role very well. Only suggestion would be, if you can increase the volume of your speech so that it is more audible to us, like I'm doing. But maybe sometimes I come out as if I'm shouting. Sorry for that. Now, I would just like to point out little things about our first speaker. Ravi Shankar, are you there? If you are there, I would like to point out, you were looking to the side when you were picking up the props. It would be a great idea if you keep the props in front of you so that you don't have to turn to one side. That is one thing. And sometimes you were looking down. I was not sure why you were looking down, because you knew your speech and I'm sure you were able to relate to it. It was your own stories. So ensure that you don't look down at any point of time, and make it conversational style. Like when you were in the shop, or when you were talking to your friend, so that it becomes a little bit more humorous. Or when you were speaking to your wife, when your wife is pointing out, just to change your voice, and then you will know that, yes, he's the guy. We know the difference. Your wife is speaking and you're speaking. So make it conversational style. Then, you'll be utilizing the full time of 7.5 minutes, or at least 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Toastmaster Mary, always smiling, cheerful. I love the way you today, when you gave your speech, standing up, and you started with an opening with a story, and you related 2 stories of giving until it hurts. Excellent. The only thing was that the light was not sufficient, and in some places your facial expressions were blurred because the light was not that good. Now, when you are sitting over there with a nice background of flowers, I was thinking they were actually cherries, but now I realize that they are flowers. It's so clear. So next time, try to adjust the lighting when you are speaking. You spoke only for about 5 minutes, 46 seconds. As you know, the speech is about 7 minutes, 30 seconds. You could have utilized another 1 minute and related one more story. In any speech you give, if you relate 3 stories, that would really impress the audience, and we do take away from your speech. And also always greet the audience. At least when you say the story or after the story, if you greet the audience knows, yes, she is talking to us. So that would be a great idea. Table topic master, fantastic job. I love the way you were showing up on the screen, and there was no hitch, anything, and it was so clear. And you had really good table topic questions, and also at the end of each question, you were able to give your comments which were really relevant to that particular speech. Well done. Give her a big round of applause. Tiger, you use the method in impromptu speaking, past, present, and future. Wonderful. You did an excellent job. You were within the time, and we loved the story of how you were affected in your life and how that leader does. Well done. Silpa, oh, I mean, we always have innovative methods in which come up in our daily life. And that was a wonderful comment by our table topic master. And I totally agree with the Kunang. You approached and you gave, and you honestly, you expressed your viewpoint that you didn't understand what it was all about. First things first, you again read about it and tried to understand and inspired to learn more about it. That was really wonderful. Thank you, Kunal, for that. Akib, fitness. You're coming out of the comfort zone. That was really good. And I love the comment given by Citra. What is the bar which you have raised and where? Very nice. Ayu, you started a little bit slowly, but you got there at the end of your table topic answer, and you gave a good message. Sometimes it does happen, but it's okay. Next time, I'm sure you will do a great job. And I think I covered everything. We started right on the dot. I'm not sure whether we are on time or not, because I have this habit whenever I take up the role of a general evaluator to go on and on and on. I'm sorry about that, but I love this role. Sorry about that. Anyway, I enjoyed the general evaluator's role. Thank you very much. And now let me hand over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Melwa.
All right, thanks, Toastmaster Subhadra. Give a round of applause to our GE. Wow, this rule suits for you. And I'll let the way you explain you evaluated each one. And thank everyone for participation. And I would say I'm here as you encourage me a lot. And let's grow up together. And now I'm turning the meeting over to our president, Miss Ayu Anantia.
Thank you, Melva. Well done. Well done of being a Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, Mrs. Subhadra, for being our general evaluator today, for all visiting Toastmaster, Aki for being our evaluator, for Ravi Shankar. And Ravi, thank you for trusting us and having your speech here. So my fellow Toastmaster, member of RSS, thank you very much for always being here, Silpa, Kuneng. Today I see that your video is always on the time. So it's great to have your smile. And now I will just close the meeting first and don't go anywhere because Yasmin will need to have like a bit of time for us to have our club business. With that, thank you everyone. See you next week and meeting adjourned.